Okay, I don't know if this is working or not. I had to use QuickTime because StreamYard just wasn't working for me for whatever reason. Um, so, anyways, I wanted to talk about this channel here and the things that they're talking about, the things that they're claiming. So, the channel is called Guardians of the Looking Glass, and they claim, to be people that worked on the Looking Glass project and that they know that there are different timelines and that in particular years the timelines cross over. So in this center video here, the 2030 singularity, they talk about that from their side, like from the Orion side, the only time that they ever saw other timelines using the looking glass technology, seeing other timelines intersect, interfere, change, and fork off from their current reality perspective were in the years 2012, 2016, and 2022. In the first video, they talk about how there's a serious branching off on April 18th, 2022, which is pretty close. The time of recording, this is April 12th, 2022. And they're saying that an event happens, and in the timelines where it doesn't happen, everything starts really going in a positive direction, and it just keeps kind of snowballing in the positive direction. And by the time it gets to the year 2030, we're actually in a really ideal situation. Um, and then, of course, talks about how if these things aren't prevented, it goes into a really negative timeline, not just what we were all thinking of, like, oh, war and things like this, but talking about some really weird, like almost sci-fi sounding technology that they use to make it so that only the shitty people get any good out of the singularity, and that you know the real people, the rest of the people, whatever, that they get pretty much nothing, or they just get you know starved, and they just get it's just like all these different things that they're talking about. You feel free to watch any of these that you want to, because that's the one thing that I was going to talk about with bringing these to your attention is they want people to watch and share the videos. I don't believe that we have to do that. I think the only thing we have to do is watch them, because as you know from the Lost and Found bin, when you guys were looking, when you were all putting your attention towards particular events in World War II, that started a movement, like a quantum movement, where events started to change, past events and current events started to change in real time. So, with that being just one piece of anecdotal evidence of the weird things that we've seen throughout this entire journey, I thought that it would be enough that you guys don't even need to share them. If you just watch them or watch one of them, that should be enough to actually change what's going on. And it might even be the reason why they talk about intersecting timelines in 2022 is because of you now watching this, and that's actually changing and uh, bringing in all kinds of things that otherwise wouldn't be possible. And you may say, well, how is that? And I'm like, well, look, we have a huge bunch of people here that aren't supposed to be here that are all focusing on one thing at the same time. And that is like the secret ingredient for changing everything up. Whereas people that are from here that are looking at this, it doesn't really have any kind of effect. It's almost like it matches energetically, or it's not. There's nothing chaotic and strange enough about that to really shift things around. But as we know, we have a unique position here, so mostly what's talked about, like I said, is an event on April 18th, and then there's another event which seems to be even more mysterious on May 20th, 2022, about a scientist that comes up with some kind of amazing technology, and that it's really, really helpful, but on one timeline he's killed before he can even finish his technology, and on another he survives, and it really helps the positive timeline come into being. They're thinking, whoever they are, you know, however much pinches of salt you want to take with this, or however serious you want to take it, um, they're saying that technology and that these events have serious, serious effects on 2030, and that 2030 is just like the event, the singularity, the everything, and that they didn't even get any looking glass information after a certain date in 2030. So it's kind of like that's when the video game finishes up, according to these people. Which I guess is fine. That would be 7 years, which is like 3 or 4 years of our time, because 7 years here goes really fast. So if we're taking it as true, then essentially, like I said, in real time, it's going to feel more like 3 or 4 years. On the calendar, it's going to say 7 years. And if we can make it through those 7 years to 2030, we'll definitely see a completely different world. But hopefully, not just hopefully, I mean, after all this effort, we better get on the positive timeline. We deserve it. Um, and so does everyone else here, honestly. So, I yeah, I think that that's all that really needs to be said. I will put the link and the links for these in the description, and um, you know, hopefully that will be enough that we don't hear about anything happening next week in this kind of way, and hopefully we won't hear about anything happening next month in this kind of the way it's described in this event. I'm hoping that we can fork off to something better.